So what you see before you is a fan project that compressed all Mushoku Tensei Season 1 and Season 2 into a brief 1 minute and 29-second video, and there is just no words in any language that can properly describe the amount of love and passion that this brief video has in it. I think that anyone can actually agree that when it comes to, let's say, passion for, like, certain shows, games, etc., it's always the fans. Like, when you think about, like, modding community, like, people that make mods for their favorite games, it's passionate fans that want to add on to a game free of charge. They just want to add stuff onto something that they love to death, and they want to, allow people to enjoy, like, some of their favorite content in a different way. And when it comes to, like, fan animations or fan music videos, etc., it's passionate fans just wanting to showcase their love for some of their favorite stories. And I love stuff like this. It is honestly just incredible when you see fans just come together and make something that honestly just, you could feel the passion just radiating from it. So I want to play this, okay? Now, I can't play the audio with it because it is from Freerun, and I don't want to get this video copyrighted, but I'm going to tell you that this video does contain spoilers for Mushoku Tensei Season 1, Season 2, and even content from Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. Now, I want to give you a disclaimer. The spoilers for Mushoku Tensei anime onlys, it's around the 1 minute mark. You'll know. Like, for instance, the scenes of this clip start from basically the first episode of the anime to where we're at currently with the anime. So it's kind of obvious when the, clip is going to start spoiling. But I want to showcase this beautiful work, and, I'm going to link in the description, to this tweet that was made by this studio or this fan project here. Check it out. Once again, link is in the description. But let's just play this, because this is just a magical experience, honestly. So, I love just how it really represents the full essence of Mushoku Tensei's early beginnings. Like, meeting Eris to the whole turning point, meeting Ruijerd, just the whole thing with journeying through the desert and the sense of wonder and magic. It is just this clip is just super freaking beautiful. Like, I love this. Like, can we talk about this? Like, this little section here, you just see them journeying, and it's so simple, but it just showcases, like, how much this group, like, Rudy, Eris, and Ruijerd traveled just to be able to return back to their homeland, and I love this. Like, the different outfits to the different animals, the different paths they took. Like, I especially love these little details here. Like, look very closely. You'll see Roxy in the background here walking past him, which, as we know from Mushoku Tensei Season 1, Roxy briefly almost made an encounter with Rudy, so it's just like, I love these little details. You can see, like, the fan that was animating this truly has so much passion for MT that they really wanted to, like, just put it in this brief video. Now, I love these scenes here, like, meeting Paul as well, getting to see Norn and all that. It's just, this was one of those scenes I remember that really, like, broke the internet. Like, when this episode came out, I remember there was just so much conversation around Mushoku Tensei, because it's like, there was people that didn't understand Rudy's character, they didn't understand Paul's character. There's people saying that Paul was completely in the wrong and a bad person. People were saying Rudy was a bad person, completely in the wrong. And they were both at fault. They were both human. There's just so much complexities with this moment within Mushoku Tensei. It was honestly one of the moments from the anime that made me fall even more in love with the show, just because of how the character interaction was between Paul and Rudy in this moment. But carrying on, though, with this clip, which, gotta pause, we don't need me to get copyrighted. You can basically see all this iconic scene. You can see, like, where they're about to meet, the Dragon God himself, and, like, anyone that's watched Season 1 knows what's about to happen. We're about to see Rudy get donutted, and it's just, I like the brief little moment and all that, to just seeing, like, Rudy on the ground. It's just like, holy crap, this journey, and then just to end like that. It's just such a jaw-dropping moment that really caught all the fans. And then, as you can see the scene going on, Eris is crying, Rudy's just shell-shocked and really scared. You see the desolation of their homeland right here, like there is nothing left. And as Rudy's just down in the dumps waiting, you see Eris come in, and we all know this iconic moment that also broke the internet when it came out. So much controversy, oh my goodness. Like, anyone remember that drama that happened when Eris and Rudy just did the thing? Like, Holy crap, that was an insane moment for anime. But when this happened, we know that Rudy got isolated, he was left alone, he didn't care anymore, he met so many people on adventures, which eventually led him to, Sylphie, as we know. And my goodness, this gets into Season 2 content, which is just outright beautiful. Everybody loves this. Now, we're going to be getting into spoilers here, so I'm not going to be carrying on any further with this for spoiler reasons. I'll cover the rest of this in a moment, but for those that are anime onlys, I think anyone that watched this clip can just see how much, like, passion was poured into this. Like, it may not look like the best, like, animated of all time, but, like, I think this sequence alone, like, this little brief sequence here really just demonstrates the love and care and attention to detail to show all the places that our characters journeyed through. It's great, honestly. I love this. I really love this type of stuff, and, when I see fan projects do this, it just always makes me just realize, like, the passion I have for this community, the passion I have for these shows and stuff, and it's like that Berserk fan project that's going on. Like, there's people that are currently trying to take it upon themselves to animate the, Black Swordsman arc Berserk, because, obviously we've never gotten a proper anime, so I'm excited for that one. I like stuff like this, but, if there is one thing I will say after watching this, before I get into the spoiler section, is that the animator or animators that animated this, they need a job. Like, they need to be hired by some anime companies, because, like, this is some incredible work. Like, Studio Bind, you're missing out if you don't grab these guys, because it's clear how much love they have, and I know this can't be easy work. There's just no way that this was easy to do, this whole sequence, because just, like, 5 seconds alone is ridiculous. It could take a long time. And you factor in, like, a minute 29-second clip, and then scenes that are technically not even in the show that they can trace or whatever, and they have to add in their own flair. There is a lot that was poured into this that honestly just goes unnoticed. But, anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into the spoiler section for this clip, because I want to talk about it, because I think this is honestly an incredible moment. So, spoilers. We have this scene where, Rudy and Roxy, Rudy and Roxy is like, Roxy's in danger, Sylphie, and, Rudy, they got together and all that. You can see this right here, and you see where Rudy has to leave. He gets a note, a letter, and he goes to a dungeon, and this is Roxy, like, in a dungeon, she's being swarmed and all that, and Rudy comes in to save the day, and anyone that knows what's about to happen with part 2 of Season 2, this is going to be basically the next few scenes. Now, it's kind of sad we didn't get to see, like, the journey through the desert and all that little brief journey with the ants and stuff, but I think that the real point of the message here of this fan animation was to showcase Rudy's journey with, like, the different, people within his life. And I think, cutting to this Roxy moment makes the most sense, thematically, after looking at this Sylphie scene as well, especially when she's obviously pregnant here. And, like, when he gets the letter, he hears about Paul's situation, his mother's situation, he goes to save Roxy, and as he's here, Roxy and him kind of meet up for the first time in a very long time. Sorry, my camera batteries died, but anyways, Roxy and, Rudy meet up for the first time, but they don't have time to really celebrate, because they find out the truth that, Rudy's mother is trapped within a crystal, in the dungeon's crystal, and, they have to go save her, and it's a huge battle and all that, and this is where, like, this clip, honestly, like, this fan animation really blew me away, because obviously it's not the best I've ever seen, clearly, from, like major professionals that do anime all the time, but, like, I'm assuming this is one individual that did this, and you gotta imagine, they animated this off the top of their heads, with no manga comparison or anything like that. They had to do this from their own mind, and bring this to life, and there is a lot of effort that has to go into that to really get the moment to feel and flow right with how it would be within the light novel. And so, like, we're seeing a clip here that's not even animated yet. Like, this has not even been brought to life yet by Studio Bind that is going to animate this for Season 2 Part 2. And so the fact that we have a fan animation that came out first, and honestly, it looks pretty good. It makes me excited to see what the final product will be when Studio Bind does release this. But I really like the way this Hydra looks, by the way. It looks super, super menacing. And, like, I really hope that Studio Bind doesn't make a CGI Hydra. I don't think they will. But I really hope Studio Bind doesn't have, like, a CGI Hydra or anything. Because, honestly, it'd be just such a waste. Because, I mean, it's supposed to be a terrifying moment. And I don't want to be terrified because it just looks so bad. So I hope that the animators that do it justice, because it's an iconic scene that really shifts the mood of the story, honestly, thanks to the ramifications of this moment within Mushoku Tensei. But carrying on with the scene, though, we have like Rudy's party, just trying to battle his Hydra, and you see like this little flashback sequence of Rudy and Paul. And up till this very moment within the story of MT, Rudy has never looked at like Paul as his father, because obviously he's been reincarnated within this world, and he doesn't really view his parents as his actual parents. And he has a better relationship with Paul now. But like, in this moment, especially within the light novel, okay? I remember getting to this scene, and like, this is the first time Rudy realizes that he truly has a father figure, and it's a jaw-dropping and sad moment, especially when Rudy survives barely thanks to Paul pushing him out of the way to save him from the Hydra before he got eviscerated, and Paul dies for him. And this very sequence here, by the way, with like the flashbacks behind Paul's dead body here, it's very well done, honestly. It honestly looks like it's taking inspiration from the ending song of MT from Season 2. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, it might be the opening song or the ending song, but there is definitely a scene within one of the songs for MT that has, like, flashbacks playing in the background as Rudy walks on tiles or whatever, and that's kind of like what it looks like right here, like the flashback sequences and stuff. There's definitely some inspiration from that, and honestly, seeing that, I do hope that Studio Bind, the actual main animators, whoever works on this scene in particular, actually may see this fan animation and be like, you know what? I want to add that for this scene, because it would fit very well. I mean, I would like to see it done a little bit differently, but I think maybe even adding it to the blood pool or something, like the flashbacks or something into the blood pool of Paul's, like, blood kind of coming out and all that as Rudy realizes his father figure is now dead, would be just such a crazy, ominous, sad, and tragic scene that would really amplify a lot. But very great sequence, honestly, these fans just did here. But as the realization sets in that he lost his father, you see Roxy trying to comfort him and all that, and it's a very sad scene, and it's just like he lost someone that he never realized he appreciated as much as he did until they were long gone. But as he returns home, you see like this sword here on the mantle and all that, showcasing the last memento of, his father above the fireplace. And oh, that's gonna hit hard when we see that in the anime. But this scene, I'm surprised the fans animated this, but it makes sense. It's such an interesting way to conclude this fan animation, because this is probably where Season 2 of MT is going to end. It's going to end probably exactly on this scene, where Rudy walks to the door, he tries to open it, an old man appears behind him, and kind of find out that this old man is actually him. And I remember reading this in the light novel for the first time, and I was like, huh? Excuse me? And it shocked me, because it's just like, there's no way. Like, even if it made sense, at the same time, it's just like, there's no way this is, like, old man Rudy here telling him. Kind of find out the reason why he's here is because, soon as he opened that door one day, let out a rat that had, like, an incurable disease that crystallified Roxy into basically stone, and she died, lost her child, and it caused Rudy to just lose himself. He disregarded, like, everybody to the point because he was just so deep in depression that he lost everything, his friends, his family, and, it's just a very sad, just, like, story. And so, like, this old man Rudy coming in to stop him from making those same mistakes is, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this anime, how the actual animators do this. But, yeah, very passionate project, honestly, on display here. I gotta say, man, I love stuff like this. It reminds me so much of, like, the fans that are making Berserk, the Black Swordsman arc and all that. I think it's always nice to see fans just really demonstrating their passion and love. And, I really hope that the animators that are at Studio Bind see this. I really do, because there is a lot of different ways they can get inspired by this to add it to the actual show. But I'll leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this because I thought this is very beautiful, and, I know there's some spoilers in the second half of this, but I still wanted to talk about it. But be safe, stay healthy, everyone. I love you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And once again, link to this post as well in the description if you want to check it out in its entirety and hear the music along with it, because obviously didn't want to get copyright striked. But the music's really good too. But Chibi out.